So the 5-1 Philadelphia Eagles are taking on the 5-1 Miami Dolphins in what would probably be the most exciting and anticipated game of the season in the entire NFL. We got a lot to unpack in this video during this Keys to Victory. This is a really important game for the Philadelphia Eagles. The Miami offense is playing at an all-time level. The Philadelphia Eagles defense the last 2 weeks has definitely rounded out into some sort of stability. But is that Miami offense sustainable? Let's talk about it. So when you look at some of the things that the Miami Dolphins have been doing this year, you got to be in awe about it, man. So I want to start this video off by saying, shout out to the Miami Dolphins, man. Listen, this is the type of matchups that I want. This is the type of smoke that I want. You know what I mean? I'm excited for this matchup. I really, really am. But when you look at this Miami offense, the first thing that pops off to me from the things I've been looking at this week is just the motion. You know what I mean? They're real creative in their motions. They're real creative in their window dressings. And they'll show you multiple things when they're really trying to do one thing all in the same play. The Eagles have to be disciplined to a level of you got to treat this game like this the Super Bowl on the line. You got to be that disciplined in this game because you don't want to go out there and get blown out, because that can happen in a type of firefight like this. You don't want to get blown out. You don't want to get booed at home, because that will happen at home. We don't give a damn about being 5-1. You got to go out there and fight. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be embarrassed. You don't want to be blown out. You want to go out there and play to your standard, which is, listen, we are the A side. No matter what nobody wants to believe, the Eagles are the A side in this. We bring it back to Kelly Greens. We just were in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? This game is in Philly Sunday night. We the A side for this matchup. So we got to go out there and play like we know we better than these guys. You know what I mean? Yeah. When you look at the offensive side of the ball of the Miami Dolphins, you can get a little discouraged. You know what I mean? You could be like, damn, how are we going to make this happen? This team is first in every statistical category on the offensive side of the ball, even running. Now, that brings me to my first key to victory. You have to stop the run. It's imperative. These guys average 100. I think they average 160 rushing yards a game. You know what I mean? On top of being the most explosive passing offense in the league, you have to stop the run. You know what I mean? You cannot let these guys win on first and second down via running the ball. You got to stay disciplined. You got to stop the run. And at the same time, with stopping the run, you also have to play too high safety at all times. You got to, man. You know, unless you plan on signing the world's fastest man this week, you can't play Tyreek Hill one-on-one. You can't do it. There's no cornerback in the league that can do that. I don't care if you got Slay. I don't care who it is. You need help going against the cheetah. That's just the name of the game. So, stopping the run and making sure that you always have a safety over the top of Tyreek Hill is just key. You know what I mean? If you don't do those things, you're asking to be exposed on the defensive side of the ball. You know what I mean? You're asking to be exposed on the defensive side of the ball. Every player has to be accounted for. You know what I mean? For the Miami Dolphins, the Philadelphia Eagles have to play the most sound defense of the season if you want to come out with this victory. You do. It's not easy sacking Tua. You know what I mean? Tua, in fact, don't even get pressured that much. He's only been sacked 6 times this year. He's getting the ball out of his hands the fastest in the NFL. So it's a lot of quick plays. They try to catch you slipping. They try to catch you off balance. But, if there's anybody that can get to Tua, now he was sacked, I think, 4 times in one game against the Bills, and they happened to lose that game. So if it's anybody that can get to Tua, it's the Philadelphia Eagles. We got to be creative in how we do it, though. You know what I mean? You got to be real creative in how we do it. You know what I mean? I'm glad to see Sean Desai has been, getting better as the season has been going on. You know what I mean? We didn't allow points in the second half of the Rams game, and we barely allowed points to the Jets. They got a bunch of field goals, and then the interception put them in position to score in that game. So the defense is playing really, really well. That's a good thing that we're not going into this with the defense struggling. Now, on the offensive side of the ball, you have a different challenge. You know what I mean? This is a team that can get pressure. They can get pressure. You know what I mean? They up there in pressures. I think they were 7th or something like that. But this team can pressure Jalen Hurts. They can make life a little difficult for our quarterback in the pressure department. But the issue with them is when the pressure don't get home. They're very vulnerable. They're giving up a above 90 rating to wide receivers, their cornerbacks. I don't even think that Jalen Ramsey is playing this week. You know what I mean? These guys are really, really vulnerable on the back end of that defense. So we got to protect Jalen Hurts, give him time, and trust our quarterback to make the throw to the wide receivers. You know what I mean? We can't have drop passes in this game. We can't have silly penalties. We got to be locked in for this one. You know what I mean? We actually need all hands on deck. I kind of worry about who's going to start or who's going to play in this game. You know what I mean? Been a lot of injuries and stuff like that the last couple of weeks. So we're going to really, we're going to see. We're going to see the final injury report probably tomorrow, the Friday injury report, and see what's going on. I'm not expecting Julio Jones to suit up in this game. But if he does, cool. You know what I mean? Cool. If he suits up, he suits up. If he doesn't, he doesn't. We got more than enough firepower to go out there and put up points on this Miami defense. But we got to be better in the red zone. We absolutely have to be better in the red zone this week. This is not a game where you want to trade field goals. You got to go out there and get points. We got to be physical. You know what I mean? I don't think the Dolphins are a physical team. I think the Dolphins are pretty. You know what I mean? The Dolphins are pretty. The Dolphins like to, be cute. We got to be grimy, dirty, and physical this week. We got to beat these guys up. You know what I mean? We got to push these guys around. We got to win in the trenches. And I think the game will be, in our favor if we dominate in the trenches. So we got a lot of work to do, man. This is the game of the year so far, and I'm excited. I'm excited. When you build a team like we've built, you love going against these other type of teams. I'm not worried about this game. I'm excited to see how my team does against this level of competition. Everything is window dressing with these guys. Everything. They show you something, and it is the complete opposite. That's what makes this, Dolphins offense unique, and it poses a challenge. We really got to find ourselves and, combat this level of expertise, man. Whoever's drawing up these plays is wild. Look at Tyreek Hill. He's going to motion out wide, and that's going to widen out the safety. The play action is going to suck everybody in. With that safety being widened out, you have a wide open seam throw to the tight end. You know what I mean? This is just crazy play design right here, man. You know what I mean? Let's look at it from the other angle. Soon as Tyreek Hill motions out, it pulls that cornerback further to the boundary on that side, and look how the play action freezes and opens up the seam. This is brilliant play design, man. This is what they do, man. This is what they do. It's all motion. Everything is motion. My advice to the Philadelphia Eagles would be to not pay attention to the motion. The motion has nothing to do, in most cases, what the play is being called. The motion has nothing to do with what's happening on the football field. And these are sequential plays. These plays are happening in real time, in order. The motion has nothing to do with what's going on. You just got to be disciplined. If a guy's motioning to your side, you take care of it if it comes to your side. But when you look at how these guys run offense, look at the window dressing. Every play has motion. You know what I mean? Every play has motion. This was really well defended. The Bills did a good job of staying home, not being bothered by the window dressing there. But, everything has window dressing, man. You just got to stay in your lane. You got to stay in your lane. You got to stay home with your Philadelphia Eagles. And you got to come up with opportunities like this. The Bills almost came up with it. Tua don't like to get hit. We all know this. Tua don't like to get hit. He don't like to get bothered. So the Philadelphia Eagles have to do their part and to not feeding into the window dressing. You see you see it, the motion to the right side of the field or the left side from this angle, just to throw the ball to the right side. It's all window dressing. You even got guys pulling to that side. Naked boot, you know what I mean? You got to get there on them situations. The naked boot, hold and contain, that's important. If he would have been able to hold, contain, and get there, jump up, affect that pass, who knows what could have happened, man. All motion, look. Again, motion. That time, it wasn't window dressing. They actually went to the guy motioning. But, man, this is going to be a tough challenge, man. Like I said, I like how our defense is playing the last 2 weeks. But this is a lot of window dressing, man. This is a lot of, you got to be disciplined, man. This is where the guys that make the big bucks step up. This is where your defensive leaders step up. Communication is key. Again, you know what I'm saying? Quick pass, quick pop pass. I mean, it's tough, man. It's tough. It's tough, man. It's tough. They missing a running back, so we should be able to, keep a little more tabs on Raheem Mostert. But yeah, the window dressing is a point of concern. Like on this, is this the touchdown run right here? All window dressing. This has nothing to do with Tyreek Hill. Right up the gut. Be disciplined. We got this, Eagles. We got this. The window dressing will not get us I like the Birds in this one, man. I like the Birds 33-28. Birds.